Hello and welcome to the Confidence Masterclass. I'm Sheila Starr. I am a coach helping people be more confident, helping them step up the ladder in their career and just feeling good enough to be able to do whatever it is they want to do. And I'm presuming that you're not feeling very confident, which is why you're here today. So by the end of this session, my promise to you is that you'll be feeling, yes, I can. I want you to believe that it is possible. Whatever it is you want to achieve, it is possible with just a few tips and tricks in your pocket, which I want to share with you today. So I've got a lot to go through. I've got some really useful content. So turn off your distractions, grab a pen and paper and tune in, because I'm going to share with you the mistakes that knock your confidence and how to avoid them. I'm going to talk you through 3 simple but powerful steps you can take today to boost your confidence. We're going to look at the one thing that trumps confidence every time. And then I've got a few quick fire tricks that will help you feel and look much more confident. Now, I'm not going to do all the work today. So we're going to start by asking you to do a bit of work. I want you to have a think about what it is you want to be more confident about and what it would mean to you. So have a real think about what it would mean to you and your life if you were going to be more confident. Why are you here? What is it that you want to learn? Have a little think about it. Because confidence comes in different forms. And I've learned some things over the years about being confident and how to be more confident. And many years ago, I learned a big lesson. And that is that if you don't try, it definitely won't happen. If you don't give it a go, you won't be successful. You'll just stay where you are and nothing will change. And many years ago in my career, in the early years of my career, a team leader job came up. But at the time, I didn't feel ready. I told myself I couldn't do the job. I told myself I wouldn't get the job if I went for it. So I didn't apply. And my colleague, Mike, he did apply and he got the job. And I watched him. I watched him doing the job, and then I kicked myself because I thought, I can do that. I could do what he's doing. In fact, I could probably do it better, but that's another story. Fortunately for me, it was quite a big team, and another team leader role came up within a couple of months. So I went for it, I got it, and I made a good job of it. I didn't know everything to start with. I had to learn certain things, but I could do the job. I did the job. And it just taught me to go for things, even if I don't feel ready. And, it's not all about work, is it? Either confidence, at work is great, can get you, promoted and get you senior jobs, but it's not all about work. Sometimes there are things outside of work in our personal lives and that hold us back as well because we don't feel confident enough to do things. I started singing. I started to learn to sing just under 3 years ago. It's something I'd always wanted to do. And then I found I had the time and the money. So I signed up for some lessons. And after a year, my teacher suggested that I entered into the Southampton Music Festival, which is a bit of a competition. And what came up immediately for me when she said that? My imposter. My imposter syndrome kicked in. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not good enough to do that. I'll embarrass myself, scared of singing on stage in front of an audience. But I just thought, do you know what I've learned? I've got to go for it. I decided to go for it. And what happened? I started the song in the wrong place and I had to start again. I sang the first, or singing the second verse, and I found I was singing the words from the first verse instead of the second verse. And I finished feeling like, oh my God, I've failed. I've looked stupid. And I went and sat down in my seat. And do you know what happened? I won. Out of the 5 people in the category that I was in, I actually won. So even though I felt like I'd made a mess of it and failed, my singing itself was still good enough to get me the trophy. And then I went on to do more festivals because I'm like, well, how can I get better at this? Just doing something once a year or just once doesn't make you more confident. It's just an experience that you've had. So if I wanted to be more confident at singing on stage, I needed to do it more. So that year I signed up to another 4 festivals. I went along with varying different experiences and performances. But by the end of the year, I still 3 years later don't feel confident singing on stage, but I know that it's possible. I know that I can do it. And every time I do it, it gets better. So if you want to have these experiences in life, you have to overcome this fear, and just try things, because if you don't try, you'll just never know. Okay, so let's have a look at these mistakes that we make. And we all make them through our lives. So the first thing is that we worry about what other people think. We worry too much about what other people think. And it stops us doing those things. It stops us saying things. It even stops us thinking things sometimes. But you have to stop it. You have to stop that now. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Just do what you feel is right. Say what things that you think are right. And remember, generally, other people are not giving two hoots about you. They're not thinking about you at all. They're thinking about themselves. So you have to not care about what they think, and you have to focus on you. Then you're probably seeing all the bad stuff that's going on in your life and not the good, because that's what we do. We focus on all of the negativity. We focus on all of the things we didn't do quite so well. So you'll be noticing every day all the things that went wrong, the conversations that could have gone better, how you're feeling at the end of the day, that you haven't got as much done as you'd like to have done. And you're not looking at all the things you did do. Because actually, I bet you if you sat down at the end of today and wrote down all of the good things that happened and all of the bad things that happened, you'd have like a small list of bad things and a whole long list of good things, because all of the things that just go normally or just go right are good things, but we don't focus on those. No. So we focus on all this negativity, and that helps us doubt ourselves. That gives us that lack of confidence, because all we're seeing is the stuff that didn't go quite so well. So you need to be sitting down, and at the end of the day, just look at all the things that went well, or all the things that just went ordinarily. That's okay. Focus on the good stuff, not the bad stuff. And then, of course, on top of that, we use negative self-talk, don't we? We talk down to ourselves, we tell ourselves off. We'll be like, oh, Sheila, you always mess it up. Oh, Sheila, why can't you ever do anything right? And, that isn't true either. That comes back to the noticing the bad and not the good, because there's so many things that we need to be taught positively to ourselves about. And if we do mess something up, then we have to reframe it. So we have to maybe think okay, that didn't go as well as expected, but that's all right. I can do it better next time. Or I don't know how to do that yet, but I can learn how to do it. Be kind to yourself. Use positive self-talk. Don't say, oh, call yourself a stupid cow. And definitely don't do that in front of your children. Oh, what a silly mummy. What's that? That's no good. Your children shouldn't be thinking you're silly, and you shouldn't be thinking you're silly. Okay, maybe you made a mistake. We all do that. We all learn from it. So you need to be thinking about how you can talk better to yourself. Got it? Okay. So let's have a look at these 3 steps then, these 3 steps to help you be more confident. And you can start it today. So the first step is to get clear, because confidence is a massive thing. So if you just say, I really want to be more confident, it's just overwhelming, isn't it? I mean, it's just too overwhelming to even think about. How do we even start just being more confident? And all that does is it just leads us to kind of not doing anything. And then we just carry on living with this self-doubt. But if we break it down to something manageable, something small, then we can start to take some action, and it's not as scary. So, we're all confident at some things, aren't we? There's always things that we are confident about, all of us, whether it's like driving, whether it's, baking, whether it's spreadsheets at work. There are things that we know how to do confidently. So we know it's possible. We know it's possible for us to be confident at different things. And we also see other people in the world that are confident at things. And I'm not suggesting you compare yourself. Comparison, no, we don't do that. But there is evidence out there to suggest that it is possible to do things. So you just have to work out how to do it for you. And this is about being specific about what it is you want. So we're going to break this down. The first step is all about getting clear. So what is it you want to be confident about specifically? So this could be something big. It could be, that you want to be the next chief executive, or it could be something small, like I want to be able to talk to my children in a confident way, or I want to be able to talk to my boss in a confident way. So this process works for big and small, but it's all about getting clear, crystal clear. So let's have a little look. It could be things about you. Maybe you want to be more confident about speaking up in meetings. Maybe you want to be more confident and you want to get out there and present to an audience. Maybe you want to jump out of a plane. Maybe you want to be confident enough to try new, exciting things. Maybe you just want to be confident enough to go to a new exercise class where you don't know anyone and you haven't been before. Maybe you want to be confident enough to apply for a better job. What is it specifically that you want to do? Now, we don't worry about how at this stage, because that's something else that stops us. Don't even think about how you're going to do it. Just think about what it is that you want to do. What is it you want to be more confident about? So have a little think about that. Be very specific about what you want to achieve, because the more specific you are, the more achievable it is. So have a think. Are you clear on your goals? That's step one, getting clear. Step two is all about getting committed to it. So once you know what it is that you want to achieve, you have to commit to it. You have to decide that this is going to happen. Again, you don't worry about how at this stage. You're just choosing that this is going to happen. You are going to achieve this. You need to make a promise to yourself, because this is your why. And why is really powerful. This is about understanding the impact that it will have on your life if you achieve this. So let's break it down. Let's have a look at those examples that we talked about around getting clear. So let's just say that you want to get clear, you want to get confident about speaking up in meetings. Why? What's that going to do for you? Well, it will get you seen. It'll get you more visible and more known in your organization. It'll help you share the ideas that you've got, because you've probably got amazing ideas that are going to help the business. It might help you improve the services that you're providing. So what is it? Why do you want to achieve this? And perhaps, if you want to present to an audience, why is that? And actually, maybe it's because you've got a message to share. Maybe you've got an important message to share with people out there, people who are going to benefit from your experience, benefit from, your knowledge and skills. You might become the expert. Maybe you want to be known as the expert at whatever it is, but you've got to get out there and present and talk to groups of people in order for that to happen. So get committed to the why you want to do it. Jumping out of a plane, maybe it's just that you want to have some experiences and do some new stuff, challenge yourself, really get committed to the fact that you're going to do something different. And going to a new exercise class, why do you want to go to that exercise class? Is it because you want to get fit and healthy? Is it because you want to feel strong and be proud of yourself? Is it because you want to meet new people and surround yourself with other people who are trying to improve themselves? And if you want to apply for that next level job, that better job, then why is that? Is it because you want more money? Is it because you want a better status? Is it because you want a job where you can make a bigger impact? Is it because you're in a toxic environment and you want to work in a better environment? You really want you to encourage you to get really clear about why you want the thing that you want. Because when you really want it, you will get really committed to it. You need to be emotionally connected, and then you will find that commitment. You just got to decide. You've just got to say to yourself, no matter what, I am going to achieve this. No matter what it takes, no matter how hard it is, I am going to achieve this. You need to be really committed to it. Okay, are you committed? How committed are you to your goal? And if you find that you're not committed, then maybe you need a different goal. Maybe go back and revisit what it is you really think you want to achieve. Okay. Now, step 3 is get started. If you want something different, you have to do something different. If you want something to change, you have to take action. Otherwise, you'll just stay stuck where you are and nothing will change. But make it a small step. People talk about big action, and that's great. Big action will obviously get you big results, but it's just really scary. And actually, all that happens when we think about big action is nothing, because it's so scary that we just don't do it. So it's good to have big goals, but just break it down into small steps. What is the first thing you could do to get started? Because the first step is often the hardest. And actually, once you have done that first step, you get a bit of momentum going. So making the first step small, it's less risky, it's less scary, and you're more likely to do something. But you do need to do something. Okay. And once you get started, you'll get a bit of momentum going, and then you'll see results, which will get you motivated. And so the momentum keeps going. So you need to just keep taking small steps. So, for example, if you're going to speak up in meetings, if that's what it is you want to do, then choose a low key one. Choose a meeting where you know people and just decide that you're going to ask a question. You might even have an agenda beforehand, so you might even be able to plan what question it is you're going to ask. But just make that decision that you're going to ask a question at the next meeting. If you want to do presenting, then present just to one person, present to a colleague, present to your boss, or maybe you could present at your own small team meeting where you know people, just to get you started. If you want to jump out of a plane, then maybe go and do indoor skydiving first. If you want to join a new exercise class, then maybe you try one online to start with. Maybe the next time you find a friend to go with you. Maybe you say, I'm just going to go once and try it. I'm not committing to anything, and just go, book it. Just go online and book it. And if you want to apply for a new job or that better job, then, the first step, maybe update your CV, because that shows the intention. And then start looking. Just start looking for jobs. There's no commitment there to actually going and applying for them, but you're committing to yourself to take action. So, each day just go and scan the job boards and go and have a look, see what's out there. And then you need to apply. Just apply for one job. And then if you don't get that one, you apply for another job. Don't give up. So what is one small step that you could take today? So these 3 steps are really vital for building your confidence. The first step is really all about getting clear. You need to know what it is that you want to achieve, and you need to get committed to it. You absolutely need to be committed to it, otherwise you'll just give up. And then you need to think about the steps you can take, but just start with one small step. Just one small step is all you need to get you started, and the confidence builds over time. Okay. Now, I want to share with you this one thing. There's one thing that trumps confidence every time. Can you guess it? It is courage. Courage is what it takes to get you started. Courage is what it takes to make that first step, no matter how small. Courage is what it takes to overcome obstacles, challenges, self-doubt. Confidence comes from doing those things often. As we keep doing things, confidence grows. But courage is how we start. Courage lets us try things, even when we have no idea if it will work, even if we have no idea if we'll be successful. Courage is what you need to start your journey. Courage is what it took for me to sing on that stage. It definitely wasn't confidence. It was all about courage. So what would your life look like if you could find the courage? Have a little think about what it would do to you, what your life would look like if you could find the courage to get started. Okay. Are you with me? We've been through quite a lot, and I've got some questions I want you to take away. So I want you to write these down and take them away to have a think about. I want you to get really clear with yourself. What is it that you really want to achieve? Really be specifically, what is it you want to achieve? And what is the main thing holding you back? What's stopping you at the moment? Get clear about that as well. And then what would it feel like to be more confident? I spelled more wrong. I've missed it out. Excuse me for that. What would it feel like to be more confident, though? Really feel what would it be like? So take these away, have a little think about them. Please feel free to email me or message me with your thoughts and what is going on in your mind, because I love to hear what's going on with people. Now, there is actually a step 4 here. Step 4 is about taking consistent action. Because taking the first step is great, and absolutely you have to start with the first step. You can't climb a ladder without going on the first step. But things don't change overnight. You don't get fit or slim by doing one class. You don't learn a language by just practicing it for a week. It has to be consistent. And this is where it can often go wrong, because You know, sometimes the people around us don't help, do they? They kind of go, oh, you haven't got time for that. Oh, you'll never be able to do that. Are you sure you want to be doing that? Oh, you'll never make a success of it. And they mean well. They're trying to keep you safe, but all they're doing is projecting their worries onto you. Um, you know, and sometimes it's about just ourselves, isn't it? We're too busy. We haven't got the time. We lack the motivation. And so we stop. We start things and then we stop. Now, if that happens to you, you need to remember your why and you need to remember your promise to yourself because this is about your future. And if you don't do it, then nobody else is going to do it for you. So you have to take the time to do some kind of action, and it has to be consistent. You know, I didn't build this business overnight. You know, I'm 2 years into this business, and the first year I hardly had any customers at all. And you think about giving up, but I don't want to give up because I've got a really strong why. My why is that I want to help people like you. My why was that I don't want to work in a corporate organization anymore. I did 35 years of that. Now I want to be running my own business with my own flexible time, with my own, you know, being my own boss. But my biggest why is that I want to help you. Is I want to help you climb the ladder. I want to help you lead a confident life, and that drives me. So 2 years later, I've got a successful business. But I could have given up this time last year if I hadn't kept taking that consistent action. Now, the trick here is to find yourself a support group, to get help from somebody else that's been where you are that can help you. To get support from people who can drive you, who will support you, who will be your cheerleader. Surround yourself with people who are positively on your side, because you really need that to be as possible. Let's have a look at these quick fire tricks to help you feel and act with more confidence. Are you ready? So first thing, quickly, stand tall. Don't slump, stand tall. As soon as you stand tall, then you will feel more confident and you will look confident. Now, I always say shoulders back, tits out, because that is what we need to do to give us more confidence. Eye contact, make eye contact, not wishy-washy, not looking away. Eye contact, don't stare, but just good eye contact with people that you're talking to. Smile, because smile is a great way of showing that you're happy with yourself, that you're confident with yourself. Don't make it an apologetic smile, make it a real confident smile. Dress well. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to be more confident for, wear the right clothes. So if you're going for an interview, then you need to be, you know, suited and booted, in your heels, whatever makes you feel confident. If you're going to a new gym class, then make sure you've got, you know, decent kit. Not suggesting you go out and spend lots of money, but just a decent kit that makes you feel like you're going to be sporty. And then breathe. Not shallow breaths, because shallow breath is what leads to stress and anxiety, but deep breaths. Breathe deeply, and an element of calm will come over you. And when you're calm, you can feel more confident and you can look more confident. And then ultimately, you've got to find a way to believe in yourself. You have to instill in yourself that you can believe in yourself, that you can do it. So, as I said at the beginning, yes, I can. Come on, I want you to say, yes, I can. Because you can, you know. I believe in you. Now, there we are. I really hope that this has been useful. And if you're interested in the program, then please let me know. Give me a shout. This is the replay with all of the details. So before I finish, I literally just want to say to you, I said that this was going to be interesting, but it was all about taking action. So I want you, before we finish here, to think about what action you are going to take. What action will you take today to help yourself become more confident and live the life that you deserve? Best of luck with everything. And if I can help at all, then just give me a shout.